Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. I just got out of the gym. I got another idea for you. If my voice sounds a little bit weird, it's because I popped my ear. So a lot of times when I'm lifting, I'll strain so hard that I'll pop my ear and then I can't hear very well. So I probably talk a little bit weird as well. So anyway, what I thought I'd talk about today is problems, like where they come from, how most problems really come from not thinking ahead. And in fact, if you work backwards from that, you can avoid most problems in your life by thinking ahead. In fact, as I look at different people that have caused problems for themselves and others in life, it's really just as simple as this simple thing of just thinking a little bit further ahead. And so many people don't do this. Like when you make a decision, all you got to do is play it forward and decide, like, if I do choice A, what is going to happen? What's likely to happen? How can I see the future playing forward in a year? And if I do choice B, how can I see the future playing forward in a year? And I always talk about this concept. I first got it from Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which, if you haven't read that book, read that book. He says, begin with the end in mind. And I have my own twist on this. I always say begin with the end in mind. But what he's talking about in that book is he's talking about thinking about what you want to accomplish at the end when you start. What I'm talking about, my little twist on it, is you should begin with the end in mind, meaning how do you think that this will end, right? So if you engage on, let's say, a business partnership or a new idea, or you're going to start a new hobby, or you're going to, whatever it is, right? Start a new diet plan. How do you envision that will end? Play it forward. See what's going to happen a year from now, 2 years from now. And if you do that, a lot of times it'll prevent you from making mistakes. For example, I've had a lot of good ideas for projects I wanted to work on. But when I do that, when I begin with the end in mind, when I think about, play it forward, what is going to happen down the road, I see myself abandoning this. I see myself not following through. I see myself having a lot of passion about it in the beginning, but not carrying through to the end, because I know I've done this in the past and I can see that this is something that is not going to be sustainable. So you should always do that, and you're going to avoid so many mistakes if you will just think far enough ahead for every decision that you make. If it's a career decision, if it's a new job, if you're saying, well, should I accept this job? Think about what it's going to be like, honestly, objectively. I did a video about not lying to yourself. You can check that video out here. And definitely, do that. It's about being honest with yourself if you have trouble doing that. But objectively, look at it and say, what is likely to happen 1 year from now at this job? What is the environment like to be, or going to be like? How much money am I likely to make? How much am I likely to save? Same thing. Let's say you're thinking about buying a house or renting a place. Think it forward and think about all the things that might happen. Going down a different road, a new technology, heck, starting a new relationship, right? This is a good one, guys. If you're starting a new relationship, think about it, right? Sure, that girl might be really good looking. She might be hot, but what is going to happen down the road, right? Like a year from now, when that sort of wears off, you're going to be stuck with a personality. Is that personality one that you're going to be able to live with, right? Think these things through. So many decisions, it's such a simple thing, but so many decisions we make in life, we don't play it forward. You can even apply this to the micro scale, right? When you go and you decide to skip the gym, right? Let's take that. Let's say you were supposed to work out, you don't go to the gym. Or you're supposed to eat a healthy meal instead, you're going to go get some ice cream or do something bad, right? Play it forward. How will this play out? If you're making this decision today, you're going to make the same decision tomorrow and the next day and the next day, and play it out a year in time, or 2 years. You're not going to hit your goals. You're going to gain weight. You're not going to get in shape. You're going to miss those things. The same thing, being lazy. If you say, okay, I'm just going to check Facebook today and goof off today, well, you're going to make that same decision. You've got to play it forward to a year in time and see what's going to happen and how will that affect your life, and then make the right decision. It's so easy to make the right decision when you have the ability to play things forward, and it only takes a second. All you got to do is just say, if I make this decision, what is likely to happen next week, a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now? How's it going to affect my life overall? Some decisions will affect your life overall. You can make a bad decision that can destroy your entire life in a moment that could be avoided just by playing it forward, just by looking ahead to see what would likely happen, right? Just think about those things. You know, again, it's real simple advice. Everyone knows this. I'm not teaching you something that you don't know. I'm just reminding you of something that you might have forgotten or that you might not be applying. I need the reminder myself. So many times I catch myself making those bad decisions, and then if I would have just taken 2 minutes just to play it forward, just to see what would happen if I did this, like what is the likely result that's going to happen in the future, I would not make that decision. I'd make a different decision. So anytime you've got a key decision, it's worth taking a moment to think forward, to make sure that you're in the right mental state. Sometimes to sleep on it if you need to. You know, you got to be a good decision maker. You can't be like delaying. Too many people procrastinate making decisions, and they get caught up in admiration of the problem and they don't make decisions. So you got to act. But sometimes it's warranted, especially if it's a very life-changing decision, to take a moment to really think it through and not just think about the pros and cons. So many people think about the pros and cons. That's fine, but pros and cons usually apply in the short term. At least that's how we think of them. Instead, play it forward. Just envision making that decision, envision what is likely to happen, what the likely results are, and that's something that can empower you. Because, you can also use it to your advantage this way. Let's say that you're afraid to do something, right? Let's say that you're afraid. So you're afraid to do something that you need to do, right? Think about what will happen if you overcome that fear, how your life will change, right? You can play it forward that way. So you could use this exercise in a lot of different ways. It's such a simple thing to do. Anyway, I think I've beat the hell out of that horse. That horse is dead. So that's all I'm saying is just play it forward. Think ahead, and begin with the end in mind, essentially. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel. We are up at I think 18,000 subscribers. That's awesome. Want to hit 100,000 by the end of this year. So if you're a regular subscriber, share this channel as much as you can. That's my goal. I'm focused on that goal. I'm gonna hit that 100,000 by the end of this year. We're near the end of February here, so I got 10 more months to do it. No problem. It's gonna be cake. So if you like the channel, subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.